What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday the 16th of April, and once again we're talking about all things DeFi and AI agents, guys, the intersection of decentralized finance and AI agents. And yes, we are back from Paris Blockchain Week, guys. We just did our first video back yesterday and we are back on it once again, guys, to go through all of the latest news so you don't have to do it yourself. So let's get into the charts today, guys. Like we're in CoinGecko here, and we can see that the last 24 hours for DeFi hasn't been that great, let's be honest. Red across the board for the first 10 or 15 projects here, guys. Once again, to be honest, we're getting used to this now. I think we are over the worst of it. If I'm being honest with you, I do think we're over the worst of it.
Don't give me hope.
And I do think that we are slowly working our way back up, but it's a grind out here, guys. So if you're still watching the videos, if you're still entrenched in DeFi and AI agents, then well done, because you will make it when this narrative turns it back around once again, because the amount of work that's being done every single day and how disruptive some of these autonomous businesses, for example, and swarm of agents are actually going to be for the wider of society. Let's be honest, guys, not just in crypto and Web3, is going to be absolutely massive. So let's stay on the forefront of this and let's not lose, our motivation, because there's nothing more transformational going on in crypto apart from the intersection of Web3 and AI, if you ask me, especially after what happened to with their awful Black Swan event that happened a couple of days ago, which really has put a question and a massive dint and reputational issue into the RWA space. On that note, we continue and we grind, guys. We grind. So as you can see here, guys, look, everything is down. AIXBT is down 5.5% today, still hovering around 65 million market cap, very similar to yesterday. DeFAI is down double digits, guys, on a daily, which is not great to see. 26 million market cap, unbelievable prices, really. This project was, I think I remember, 300-400 million at one stage just a couple of months ago, down at 26 million, a huge drawdown. Anatoly called DeFAI himself, I quote tweeted it on X, the AI agentic Solana super app, and it's at 26.5 million, guys. It's very cheap right now. Spectral is another one, guys. We've covered Spectral before. They have a framework called Lux, which basically allows AI agents to hire, fire, automate processes and business tasks, similar a little bit to the game framework with ACP. They seem to be building, but actually getting ahead of them in terms of actually launching their kind of autonomous protocol here. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. With Spectral set 18 million market cap, they do seem to be cooking something. Their Banker coin down 13.8% today. Again, Banker seems to jump up and down all the time, as you can see here, with its very high God candles, then back down, then very high again. So there does seem to be quite a lot of buying, selling here on Banker coin. Again, 16 million market cap, very low considering that virtually everyone in this area of the industry now knows Banker coin because of its whole shenanigans with Grok AI and Grokster, the meme coin that was launched, and also, of course, the debt relief bot that was a project launched by Grok itself, which is now, I think I saw a statistic yesterday, sitting around $775,000 in their wallet. So do you know what? That relief bot is doing better than you and me, that's for sure. So there we go, guys. There we go. Going further down the page here, we've got Sturdy, which is down 11.6%, but it's still up quite a lot this week, guys. 50% up this week, so still doing relatively well. No surprise that people are taking profits. And once again, as we see Hive AI doing its thing, defying the market. I've been saying this for a while now. Hive AI does the complete opposite to what everyone else is doing. So when everything's dumping, it pumps, and when everything's pumping, it's dumping. God knows why, guys. Hive AI there, but look, it's 30% up today and 53% up this week, which is good to see, obviously, but they did have a huge crash from about 14.5 million down to 5 million that I covered yesterday in my video, which was pretty ugly. Looked like the mantra crash on the chart, to be honest with you. So to see it come back is obviously good, but it's still 100% down from its previous about 7 or 8 days ago, guys. Talbot also down another 13.8% today. They've been going down steadily here over the last few days, as you can see. Lots going on in the BitTensor ecosystem, however, and I still think it's a project that we should be keeping an eye out for. Yeah, so let's jump over to AI agents category and see if we're doing any better here today, guys. As you can see, as usual, DeFi and AI agents are very similar, in terms of the correlation between the two. Some projects obviously are also on AI agents and on the DeFi CoinGecko page as well. But look, you can see Virtuals is down nearly double digits today, which is a pretty significant drop for a $356 million market cap project. AI16Z as well, which has got so much news coming out, as we covered yesterday in the video. They've got Auto.Fund, their launchpad. They've got Eliza V2, tons and tons of things to announce, and also down 7.7% today, guys. And currently sat at 141 million market cap. I mean, to be honest, a lot of these projects feel cheap, but again, AI16Z, one of the largest open source frameworks, got tons and tons of developers, loads of GitHub stars. It feels very cheap, $141 million, to be honest with you, from my side here, guys. Wayfinder also down another 11% today. They were also down around 33% yesterday. So yeah, unsurprising, guys. When you see them list, there's a big pump, then there's always a sell-off, and then it consolidates. And then if you want to purchase, that's the time to purchase, guys. You guys all know that already if you've been here for a long time. Hey, Anon also down 8.3%, a favorite of the channel, a favorite of the DeFi, space, but still up 27.4% this week. So still net positive. I see Daniele is consistently providing updates, shipping, now doing his own streams as well. So it's great to see that he's so forward facing and in the spotlight and not hiding away during these dark times. And so I do respect that, and I do think that will show in the price when things turn around. Cookie DAO as well, back up 4.5% today. They did have a decline yesterday, but they seem to have broken out since they're 24% up this week. That's great. Arbor AI down 15% this today, but also up 76% this week. So again, unsurprising that people have taken profits. There was an announcement about them creating their own MCP, model context protocol version, just a few days ago as well, which no doubt added to the buy pressure to get people excited. AI rig complex, so ARC down 10% today. And going further down the page here, we've got a few more copies from the DeFi section. You can see Game here also down 12.9% today. So I'm currently at $16 million market cap. Very, very cheap, guys. It's one of the main open source frameworks on virtuals. And Sally here, Sally just doesn't care. Sally A1C is just chilling on the 40% rise, 81.5% this week. And yeah, you know, Sally is an AI agent focused on improving your health. So who doesn't like that? If you're a health freak, and I know there's a lot of health. Freak's probably a bad word. If you're a health nut, and that's probably not good either, is it? If you're a health enthusiast,
looks like you finally got it,
then check out Sally A1C, because Sally is focused on the health section. And, you know, obviously if you're a proponent of AI and health, I mean, who wouldn't want better health? Then Sally could be one for you and one to check out. And as you can see, the price is responding positively against the grain here in a downward market. So congratulations to Sally. All right, guys, that's a quick update on the market. So let's get into the news. All right, guys, the first piece of news we're going to cover today is from Spectral Labs. Okay, now we've spoken about Spectral Labs before because they were going through a recruitment process, not just for AI agents, but also for humans as well. But they were being judged by an AI agent to basically join their first AI hedge fund, okay? And I actually covered that in my video about a month ago. You could actually see live the people that were being recruited and rejected, or actually put into the next phase of the recruitment. But looks like the recruitment is done. As you can see here, this is the boss. You see where it says brains hired? This lady is the boss, okay? Just similar how Luna is the boss of the autonomous media house on ACP, this lady here is the boss, Agent Spectra, for the AI hedge fund, okay? And why is this interesting? Well, obviously, Virtuals is building ACP, Agent Commerce Protocol, and they're also building an autonomous AI hedge fund. Basically, Spectral have beaten them to it, basically, it sounds like, by the looks of things, because they've announced here their analyst dream team, which is a quant, a macro, and a fundamental analysis that are all AI agents. And it's built on the Lux framework, guys. So the Lux framework is a framework specifically launched by Spectral themselves. They've launched it on their own framework, again similar to what Virtuals are doing, because they're launching their autonomous media house and their autonomous hedge fund on Game, which is their framework, and this is launching soon on Hyperliquid X Vaults. It hasn't said when, just soon. Typical crypto, right? Soon. But anyway, stay tuned. So what do we know about these three lovely agents here? Well, Quanto.x is actually built on Lux itself, the Lux framework. So finds edge in milliseconds, models volatility, risk, and reward. Now, what's interesting is that these three agents actually use three different frameworks, okay? So we got the Azalda.eth, which is on Eliza OS. We have John Maynard Keyboards.eth, whatever, you know, why it's called that, is using virtuals. And it dives deep into protocols. So it's kind of like a trifecta, guys. I'm thinking about like Power Rangers here. You know, we have Lux, we have Eliza OS with their open source framework, and then we also have Virtuals, you know, so interesting to see them all come together with the red, blue, and green. Let's see how they actually do, guys. All agents, no emotions, just execution. The fund deployment on Hyperliquid Vault is imminent. Capital will be put to work. So it's going to be very interesting to see how successful the world's first AI hedge fund, as they say, is actually going to perform, guys. We will be keeping an eye on it. Basically, front run, you know, Virtuals, ACP with this. And I'm sure they'll be keeping a close eye on this as well. So, yeah, very interesting, guys. Like I said, the recruitment process is something specific, I think, to Lux framework, in which they, you know, AI agents are hiring and firing and going through interview processes and things like that, which is quite comical when you think about it. But look, let's see if Agent Spectra, just gave them a follow. Congratulations. The first fully autonomous hedge fund on chain actually performs. So yeah, good luck to Spectral Labs. Good luck to Agent Spectra. We'll move on to the next story. All right, guys, moving over to Cookie.fun here. There has been a new entrant that has been getting a lot of mindshare, guys, and that is Theoriq here. Theoriq AI really come out of nowhere, but they've recently been accepted onto Kaito. Okay, and we all know what happens on Kaito. Everyone start yapping, yap, and now everyone's starting to talk about Theoriq, and Theoriq obviously has been grabbing pretty decent mindshare here, guys, as well. And also, one update, since we last opened Cookie.fun, we can see, and we covered this in the video, they've also added now Avalanche here as well into Cookie.fun. So they did get a grant from Avalanche to do so. Shows Avalanche is making a push here. But anyway, that is unrelated to the story. Going back to Theoriq. So why are we talking about Theoriq? Well, A, they've got a lot of mindshare, and two, they've actually raised a significant amount of money, 8 figures plus, $10.4 million, I think it was, from the likes of Foresight Ventures and Hack VC, which are two very prominent high-tier VC funds in the space, which shows that they're serious. Okay, guys? And so obviously that made me think, okay, so we should really be checking out what these guys are actually cooking here. And actually, they're actually cooking something very interesting. They are building, virtually trying to disrupt the kind of static AMM models that currently exist in DeFi. So when I say AMM, I mean automated market makers. They're actually building this on-chain liquidity provisioning swarm here. Now, guys, if you follow the channel, obviously you know all about swarm agents. Swarm agents, basically individual specialized agents that are working together in swarms to get things done more efficiently. Because we have MCP, which is Model Context Protocol, which is from Anthropic, which is basically connecting, AI agents to Web 2 tools and Web 3 tools, so they can use Dropbox, Slack, etc., but also use on-chain tools as well. These autonomous agents, swarm of agents, businesses, however you want to call them, are going to take over the world very, very soon. There's some very, very bright minds working on this stuff, like extremely bright minds. Like, if we actually, the founder of this project has got some amazing experience at Google Cloud and various other massive, basically gigabrain companies. With this project being really well backed, we decided to dive into it, guys, in today's video. And as you can see here, I just mentioned some of the investors: Hack VC, Longhash, Foresight Ventures, Hypersphere, Hashkey, very, very top VCs. They're supported by some pretty solid startup programs, Google Cloud and NVIDIA, and they're solving this major problem, which is the liquidity problem in DeFi. All right, guys, so you must have saw what happened with the Trump token on Solana. Okay, that completely took away so much liquidity and had massive liquidity issues for various other projects and protocols on Solana. And that's a classic example here of why current AMMs lack the dynamic responsiveness required in volatile markets. And so what Theoriq is building here is a protocol to solve this, not just with a single monolithic agent, but with coordinated agent swarms that can adapt to their strategies in real time. Okay, guys, so this is probably like a classic use case really for agent swarms, basically fixing DeFi liquidity, and the next stage for AMMs integrating AI to provide a better service, basically, especially for like low liquidity, chains, markets, and projects. So look, as you can see here, guys, that they're building in public here, which obviously is always good to see. Now you can see the 4 different types of agents that they're using. So they use signal agents, which ingest real-time market data; analytics agents, which derive actionable insights; strategy agents formulate and test approaches; and execution agents act on-chain with speed and precision. So basically, all 4 of these agents are working hand in hand to get you the best possible liquidity, guys, in DeFi. And so look, you can get involved. There's lots of yapping happening right now. So chances are they're going to be doing an airdrop. As you can see here, they've committed 3 million tokens to reward emerging yappers on our Kaito leaderboard. Yeah, guys, I think we should check this out. They have an incentivized testnet as well. So if you look at what they achieved together since October, over 60 million agent interactions, 500,000 user signups, 240,000 community members across X and Discord. So once again, Theoriq does look like a project to keep an eye on. Like I said, they've got a great team, good backers, seem to be getting some decent traction, and have now gone on to the Kaito pre-TG arena, which obviously is what was used by Prompt and Wayfinder to get a crazy mindshare. So I think we'll be hearing a lot more about Theoriq over the coming weeks and months. And it's a project that we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on. Okay, guys, next up we're talking about CryptoPond.xyz. Okay, so as you can see here, CryptoPond is the AI model layer of crypto. The pond is building a crypto native AI model powerhouse. Now, as you guys know, most of the AI models that we're using right now are not crypto native, right? They're built by big Web 2 organizations such as OpenAI, Google, etc., etc. Well, what Pond is building is crypto native AI model. So that is obviously interesting for us on this channel. Now, as you can see here, they've actually made a $7.5 million seed round with some of the best VCs in the space. Delphi Ventures, who are obviously massive on AI and AI agents; Coinbase Ventures; Archetype, huge names, plus 30 visionary founders, leaders from Nia, Flashbots, ENS, Plume, etc. Okay, guys, and I don't know how this one's actually slipped under the radar, to be honest with you, because these guys have some massive partnerships. They've been recently quote tweeted by the likes of Coinbase, Ethereum. They've been working with Vitalik as well. Okay, guys, so I'm bringing this to your attention because today, or let's say yesterday, they announced something called the Pond Agent Chat. Okay, so this is your interface for AI agent interaction, and the most important thing here is that it's powered entirely by community developed models, not by the models that everyone uses in everyday life, like on ChatGPT, for example, trained on-chain data across categories like on-chain research, security, trading, and wallet analytics. So let's dive into some examples here of what this actually means. So some of the questions you can ask: what are the trending base tokens in the last 12 hours? How many unique tokens have each wallet sold through DEX swaps in the last 30 days on Ethereum? But one of the ones that I really liked here was which base wallets have made more than 100 grand profit from DEX swaps in the past 7 days? Now, obviously, that's really good for identifying high-performing wallets and maybe copy trading them or whatever you might want to do to get ahead of the game. And Pond actually helps you find all these things. Now, actually, when you head over to the Pond website, you can see here there's lots of different top trending agents. As you can see, Ethereum data analyst, base data analyst, Solana data analyst, and then as you go further down, there's some more agents here as well, such as Solana trading co-pilot. Largely, this is across Solana, Ethereum, and Coinbase, let's say. The thing is, though, guys, is that once you actually start the chat, you actually have to join a waitlist, and it's not actually open. So it looks like when you press start chat, you can actually chat something. But as you can see, what is the top trending token on base today? Doesn't work. Fill out the form to request early access to the agent universe. So yeah, it's not currently available in this sphere. However, obviously this is something that, as I mentioned, has been actually quoted by Base recently. On-chain agents are based, and also the Ethereum official account here. Ethereum is for AI, and they've also quote tweeted this. And actually, if you go further down, even Vitalik himself has mentioned about how Pond is helping them open source the scoring for projects. As you can see here, Vitalik.eth, check out the deep funding round here. And yeah, like largely the actual support this project has is huge. So we should be paying attention to this project, guys. Another thing that they actually have, which is interesting, is this model factory. Basically what this is they handle all of the heavy lifting so you can create maximum value in the simplest way and be rewarded for transforming the market. So a model factory is basically a factory where they've put basically tasks here. So build a model to guess the funding for each project that will receive in Gitcoin. And they put a prize and they put the participants. So if you're a budding AI agent developer and you're looking for projects to work on, this is an excellent project to work on. And I believe I saw a pop-up earlier that even said that there's like recruiters using this platform to find the best AI agent developers as well, based on your inputs to these projects. As you can see here, there's quite a lot of different bounties. These are ones obviously in the past that have finished here. And there's still some more that you guys can get involved in that are being actively worked on by now by thousands of participants, it looks like. And there's also AI model ideas. And obviously these are all built using on-chain data. So you can actually pitch your ideas, have them be reviewed by world-class AI engineers and a vibrant community with the chance to shape the future of technology. So you can literally just hit new idea here and literally write down your AI model idea. And basically the participants will, if they like the idea, actually start working on it, which is pretty cool. So you can see here, volatility prediction for tokens on Base is a very popular one. Predicting token price volatility on Base blockchain. AI legal assistant for contract review. Everyone needs that. Profitable wallets, as I mentioned, is always going to be one that people are interested in exploring. And so the good thing is that even if you're not a developer, you can still put your ideas. If you want to see it come to life, you can just come over to Pond and, you know, hopefully it gets upvoted and it gets the attention of the rest of the community. There's also detecting fake news here. Again, that would be a very interesting model to have. And so yeah, guys, I highly recommend that you check this out. They also have a point system, as you can see here. There's different tasks that you can complete to get on the points, get on the leaderboard. And of course, we have the agent universe that I just spoke about with the different data and analysts and stuff. So I do think CryptoPond does seem to have obviously A, excellent backing. B, is being quote tweeted by Base itself, Ethereum itself, Vitalik Buterin himself. I can't get much more OG status than that. But even if you're a dev, it's very exciting, right? Because you can get involved in various different bounties. You can literally shape the next open source AI model built on crypto data, on-chain data, which is really interesting. And even if you're not, if you have new ideas, you can post them here for people to get involved in them. And then also, once this is obviously ready and this is live, you can use this to conduct research, you know, to do your own, you know, stories, your own PR, your own research, your own basically collateral that you can build, you know, your own thesis around based on-chain data, all utilizing this tool. So it's going to be good to see how this comes around, guys. As I said, they've got excellent backing. And yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on, guys. CryptoPond.xyz. They seem to be shipping really fast. They're doing tons of competitions already right now. As you can see, there's the Gitcoin Predictive Funding Challenge, all sorts of prizes and stuff. And to be honest, while the markets is low like this, now is the time to get involved like this, because we actually have time to like breathe, build, and actually, you know, try to get acquainted with other builders in the space that we can end up growing things together, growing the future of crypto and AI. And I think CryptoPond here is definitely a project that we should be keeping an eye on. All right, guys, next up, we're talking about Holoworld AI. Okay, so Holoworld AI is, again, one of the hottest, shiniest projects, I suppose, in Web3 and AI, guys. They were sitting at a very, very handsome market cap in the multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. Just a few months ago, they've retraced just like the rest of the market, but they are still building here, which is great to see. So basically, they're launching a new product here called OpenMCP. And there's a lot of projects right now that are integrating with MCP because it's the bridge between the Web 2 world and the Web 3 world. Now, having said all that, it's not just Web 2 and Web 3 that actually need this bridge. It's also Web 3 on Web 3 because there's so many. I mean, how many layer 1s are there? How many layer 2s are there now? It's just a joke, right? There's just too many. And as you can see here, there's fragmented data access, there's incompatible protocols and siloed information. And what Holoworld AI actually launching here is the Web 3 version of MCP, let's say, and they're calling it OpenMCP, okay? So basically the mission here is to standardize blockchain data across all AI agents, okay? So their mission is not to bridge Web 2 and Web 3. That's already been done by Model Context Protocol, but OpenMCP is standardizing Web 3 data across all AI agents. So they've noticed that there's a lot of friction between all the different ecosystems that there are. So we want to onboard the entire Web3 ecosystem onto the unified MCP standard so that intelligence flows freely, unrestricted by technical barriers. Sounds fantastic. And they've actually got their first breakthrough here, the first contributor to OpenMCP, and that's called the EVM Agent Kit plus EVM MCP. Okay, so a new paradigm for agent-based interactions with EVM on-chain data. So it's pretty cool here that Holoworld are, you know, really pushing this through, like the kind of Web3 version of MCP. And yeah, as you can see here, in addition to the agents on Holoworld, your protocol becomes discoverable to every agent across 30 MCP clients, including Claude, Cursor, and Client, and that will be much more familiar to you guys, especially in the Web2 world. So stay tuned for a rolling reveal of OpenMCP All-Star contributors. So this sounds like it's going to be a consistent amount of announcements coming out to more and more contributors to the OpenMCP platform, the beta release of the hosted EVM MCP server, and the Ava terminal, where you'll be able to first experience EVM MCP, guys. Okay, and as you can see here, Mythical Lonely Cappy, who's always ball posting about Ava tokens, quite funny actually. He says himself it's powered by burning Ava. Okay, so running on OpenMCP, open source infrastructure, connecting everything AI and Web3, also powered by Ava. Now, actually, if we actually just jump over to OpenMCP, we've actually covered some examples of this being used in the previous videos. Guys, you can see here, actually, the main guy behind the Holoworld project's actually posted this a couple of times before, but you can see some of this actually being used in action here, guys. So, great to see Holoworld, consistently evolving, consistently pushing out new products despite the market downturn, guys. Definitely this is needed. It is true, the amount of fragmented data and, just the liquidity just being spread across all change, again, which is actually the liquidity problem is being solved by Theoriq as well, that we covered today in the video. So, seeing this Theoriq come together, potentially, with OpenMCP, and I mean, the possibilities are endless here of what's being built. But as you guys can see, the infrastructure, the underlying plumbing of this crypto and AI industry is being built as we speak, right before our eyes, guys. And we are here on the ground floor reporting on it every day, but no one else is. And we are giving you the alpha early, guys. You're going to be experts in this by the time that this goes mainstream.
You have my respect.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for another daily dose of DeFi and AI agents, guys. Not the best day in the markets, really, for DeFi and AI agents, guys. Pretty red across the board. But as I said in a previous segment of the video, the current underlying infrastructure and plumbing is being built here, guys, bridging the best of Web 2 to the best of Web 3 and really bringing to life our AI agents into the real world, guys. This plumbing, this infrastructure is now being built as we speak, and we are at the forefront of it on this channel, guys. So congratulations, guys. I hope you've been enjoying the content. I know I have too. Token 2049 is not far away, and you know what I'm going to say? We're hosting DeFiCon Dubai, the largest DeFi and AI agent event happening on the April 29th at Warehouse 4. Just click below and you'll be able to get in there completely free of charge, guys. We already have over 1,500 registrations. I'm really excited to meet you all, guys. And once again, I'll see you guys again back here tomorrow for another Daily Dose of DeFi.